So if you're reading this, you are on your way to becoming a warrior. You are on the path, or at least you want to be on the path to bringing forth the warrior within. Now, what does that even mean? And here at Training for Warriors Portland, I have a definition, or I have a simple example that will kind of resonate with everybody on some level. So all of us have someone in our lives who is the most reliable person that they know, right? We know that this person's always going to show up on time. They'll always show up for somebody when they need them. Can always count on them. They're extremely steadfast. And we also have somebody who's loyal, like they through thick and thin. You know, things could be going really bad for them and really good for you, and they're not gonna hold that against you, and they're not gonna feel slighted. They're gonna feel proud of the things that you do. They're extremely loyal to you, and they're not going to leave you for better or for worse. They're inspirational. Their actions speak volumes to their character. They inspire you to be a better person and a better version of yourself. They're compassionate. They're every time they meet somebody, you know, every person that they know, they have a positive impact, and they're able to help out and deliver some value, whether it's just love or money or time or belief. They're just very generous. They're successful. They're good at what they do, and they like doing it. They're fit. You know, they're in good shape, and they're very vital and have a high quality of life, and they're extremely fulfilled overall. So we all know someone like that, and my goal and your goal to bring out the warrior within is to make you that person. Is to make you the most reliable person that you know, to make you the most inspirational person that you know, and the most fit, and the most loyal, and the most compassionate. And the reason that's important is because you are the person that you're going to have throughout your entire life that you're never going to be away from, and it's pretty important that you make the most of your potential. And when you do that, you've brought forth the warrior within. Now you want more fitness. If you're reading this, you're probably interested in getting into better shape, and there's something about the physical part of life that you really want to change or improve, and that's good. What does that mean? And where do you want to go, and where are you starting from? And at Training for Warriors, to understand how the journey begins for you, the most important thing to understand is where you're starting from, and defining your health as it is now, and getting some baseline ideas. And one of the things that we do at Training for Warriors is we define health as having a great amount of vitality. So having a high vitality, which is energy, performance, we measure that by how many push-ups you can do, how fast you can run, things like that. That's performance and vitality. And risk factors, well, that's what's your blood sugar, what are your glucose levels, blood pressure, how high is your cholesterol, what are your risk factors for those things. And the body composition is how much muscle do you have on your body, how much fat do you have on your body, and does that ratio make sense, or is that helpful? And these factors are closely related to one another. When you improve one, usually you improve the other. And if you're on a training program that makes you succeed in one area but doesn't help the other two, so you lose a bunch of weight but you feel like garbage, you're tired all the time, and you got high blood pressure, well, that's probably not the right program. So a holistic program that's beneficial is going to help you in all those different areas. And that's the beginning of the conversation that we want you to have with yourself on your fitness. So if you're reading this, you want to improve in one of those three areas, or all three. You want more energy, focus, endurance, strength. You want to be able to do the things you want to do when you want to do them. And what I always say is, if the world requires you to be this strong, then you got to be just that much stronger than the world is asking you for on a daily basis. Because that one moment when you're playing soccer and you fall in a gopher hole, or you're getting your bike off the roof of your car and you slip, you want to be stronger than that moment asked of you. And if life asks you to be so strong and you're only this strong, that's when you get injured. That's when you get hurt. is when you can't accommodate for that extra, that little bit of extra that life sometimes asks. And that's the source of a lot of injuries. So being strong, being able to do the things you want to, having enough energy to play with your kids, having the focus to get your work done when you have that, the time at work. And, for some of us, it's, to look better naked and to get abs. Some of us is look jacked and tan. I don't know. I mean, like, you get to decide the way that you want to look and how much, what your body wants to look like or what you want your body to look like. The important thing is that you know and that you are, in love with it. It's not about what I want or what anybody else wants for you. But once you have that, you can start looking at your holistic program. So at Training for Warriors, we coach the whole mind, the whole body, and the whole spirit. So for us, our program encompasses 6 pieces, and that is training, which comes down to the kinds of movement that you do. Whether that's weights or running or stretching and things like that. That's the kind of training and the stimulus that you get for your body. Nutrition, quality and quantity. So your goal will help determine, and where you're starting from will help determine the quality and the quantity of food that you need. So your quality and quantity of food that goes into you determines your nutrition, and your sleep and your breathing, you determine how much rest that you get when you're not training. So you got training, nutrition, sleep, and breathing. And the way that you breathe during the day, the way that you breathe when you're resting, when you're training, when you're sleeping, has a lot to do with how you recover. Yogis have been talking about breath for thousands of years. And what we know is when your breath while you're training should support power, and your breath while you're resting should support rest. And we're going to make sure that you get both of those Training for Warriors. And finally, or the last 2 pieces, hydration, which comes along with nutrition a little bit, but how much water you drink has a lot to do with how nourished you are, both with just overall hydration, but also mineralization. So when you drink too much water, it's not called hyperhydration; it's called hyponatremia, which means that you don't have enough nutrients. You're diluted the minerals and the vitamins in your blood, so that you're not able to recover as well, and your body's systems are taxed. So hydration, as it relates to mineralization and your overall health, and then finally your thoughts and your words, aka your relationships, both with yourself and with other people. The quality of your relationships will often determine the quality of your life. So those are the 6 areas of health that we talk about consistently here at Training for Warriors. And the program that you're going through, that you're looking at right now, is going to cover all of those areas to some degree. We're going to heavily lean on training because this is Training for Warriors, but we'll talk about all of those. And if you follow the plan, you will definitely improve your quality of life and definitely bring forth the warrior within.